Hello and welcome to WRC on TCHUB. I'm Nicholas Jones and we are reviewing the latest round of the championship, the Safari Rally Kenya, and I'm joined as ever by Ash Mayer. Hello, Ash. What an event we had through Safari. You know, not just the sand and the fesh, but also the muddy conditions. Typical Safari rally with its unpredictable weather conditions.
Hi, Nicholas. Yeah, no, look, it's good to be back for Rally Kenya. I've been looking forward to this one because it is one of the toughest rallies on the rally calendar throughout the year. With like you mentioned, with the fish, the sand, the mud, as tricky conditions, you have to be cautious, but you also need to be precise and show your pace throughout the stages because you can fall behind very quickly. And due to the way the course is set out, the bankings, I mean, make one mistake and you're off. So you have to be on the ball from minute one. There is almost no room for error, Nicholas.
No, there certainly isn't. And in the rally, only one manufacturer was able to conquer it all. And it started with a letter T. And if you didn't get it, yes, it was Toyota. Although it was Toyota. Although all their drivers, even though Elvin Evans won the event, he had most of the control. He had most of the control of the rally, but he didn't exactly get away scot-free. I think he had one or two scrapes in the event.
Yes, no, most definitely. Look, in terms of manufacturers, Toyota has been on the ball from Monte Carlo, and they've been consistent throughout the rounds. But if we look at all our drivers with the Toyota manufacturers, Evans has come out on top. He's been the most consistent. He's had that few niggles, like we saw in Rally Safari on day 3, with the muddy conditions, where it was he had to swing the car from left and right. There wasn't much grip, and the rain falling pretty heavily, and you're not seeing really much. But for me, Evans and Toyota is the most complete package at the moment. Unfortunately for Toyota, they were heavy on the heels. I'm glad Nouvel and Oitanak turned their season somewhat around. Tanak grabbing a few stage wins. Unfortunately for Mo, it's once again coming from M Performance to Hyundai is now picking up problems with electrical issues. So it's been a rough start for Mo.
Yes, but he really benefited on Sunday. He took the maximum Super Sunday points, and he also took the top 5 points on the power stage. So all in all, it wasn't a complete waste for him. But Hyundai, I'm amazed they managed to get the majority of their cars to the finish, despite the awful luck they've had on this event in recent years.
Yes, no, most definitely. Look, Toyota's been struggling through the years on Rally Kenya with the tricky conditions, and their cars have been struggling to find the balance on these conditions. But as you can see, if we look at Tanak, he's managed to come through and grab a few stage wins. So he is turning his season around. Nouvel also, apart from the penalties that he had a 50-second penalty. I think it was stage 7 on day 2, if I'm correct, where he won the stage, but he picked up a 50-second penalty, I think, on stage 8, if I'm correct. So overall, not a bad round for Hyundai, Nouvel and Tanak. They managed to somewhat get a bit of form. But I mean, look, you got to give it to Evans. He's absolutely on the money. He's sitting on 88 points now. I think the next best one is Tanak on 52, and then followed on by Nouvel. So Evans is absolutely killing it. So I mean, it's going to take a lot to beat him in the next round.
we'll check the drivers' championship standings a little bit later on. But a driver you have to really feel for has got to be Takamoto Katsuta. He was ill throughout most of the events, but he managed to keep going for a majority of the stage. Yet it was all in vain, as he was not one of the 21 cars to finish. Can you believe it's only 21 cars finished the Safari Rally?
Yeah, no, look, that is the state of Rally Kenya. It can bite you hard. I mean, look, if you are not on the game, unfortunately for Taka, he picked up food poisoning. So, to have to deal with that, and then you still having to come perform at that level on a notorious rally that is known to hit you on every single stage, and you just have to be on money. Unfortunately for him, on the last day, he rolled the car. He managed to get it going, but I mean that basically summed up his rally Kenya. I mean it's difficult for him, and hopefully he can regroup in the next rally. But I think for him, he'll just be glad it's over with.
I bet as well, and also top four finish for Sami Payari. I think he's going to improve from strength to strength.
Yeah, no, look, most definitely, it's a good start for the rookie. He's been throughout the rallies. He's been consistent, apart from the issues that he had in Sweden. We had to retire, but going to Kenya, being that it's the most technical, difficult track on the calendar, he managed to pull through, and to finish fourth is nothing to shy about. So I mean, it's a good start for him, and we can only see him growing into the season. So I'm looking forward to seeing him what he can do throughout the year.
And we also mustn't forget M Sport 4. Despite the problems they've been having, they still managed to finish. I mean, Gregoire Munster. You may remember most people were writing him off before the start of the season, but he's doing reasonably well, fifth in Kenya, and Josh McAlean still learning, managed to get a point in 10th.
Yeah, no, look, I'm pleased with Munster and Rally M Sport after the disasters of a season they had last year, and Munster coming in. It's given them a new, a fresh start, and it's a confidence booster for Munster also to be putting it up there with the big guns, top four, top five, and then you've got our Irishman who's also a rookie. He's doing wonders to keep up with the pace in the top 10. So look, I'm looking forward to the next. The upcoming rallies, and ever look at Gregoire Munster. I mean, to come out on Rally Kenya, it's not easy. It's throwing curveballs consistently. So, and for M Sport, with all their technical issues they've had in the years, it's a bright sign.
Yes, and also special mention must also go to the veteran Greek driver Jordan Sedoridis. Yes, I was going to say that eventually, but he's only there as a guest driver, so I don't think he would. So he wasn't registered for points, but with the season that they're having so far, Malcolm Wilson and Rich Milliner must be relatively happy.
Yeah, no, look, most definitely for your old guns to be mixing it up with the young guns and still keeping up pace. It's wonderful to see. I mean, look, you can never write the old guns off, even if it's just for a short stint. It's nice to have them back in the sport and mixing it up with the young guns and just pushing them ahead. We always need that technical insight and to show, look, yeah, hey, that age is just a number. And as much as Kenya is one of the most difficult rallies, anyone is capable of doing it if you have the speed and the precision to nail the stages.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I remember drivers like Tommy Mackinnon and Colin McRae from years gone by. Even though, especially McRae, even though he was one of the drivers that drove the event, that drove events flat out, he knew on Safari how to be consistent. But that's a discussion for potentially another day. And you said before we went on air that your driver of the rally was Elvin Evans, and you described it as the complete package. Please tell us more.
Yeah, no, look, for me, from round one, Elvin Evans has been on the money. He's made very little mistakes. Obviously, he's got a complete package with the likes of with Toyota. They've had minimal technical issues, but you also need that driver package and you need that manufacturer's package to push you through this, and that is throughout the motorsports. But if we looked at where OJ picked up in Monte Carlo, he was just there. He was keeping up the pace with OJ. Then he came into Rally Sweden and he showed his form, and there you could already see, look here. And I called it before the season even began. I thought, look here, let's look out for Evans. And you could see in Rally Sweden, that he's on the money and he's here for the title. So Neuville and Tanak and then better step up. And then we come into where I thought, okay, let's see, this is going to be an outright test in Rally Kenya because of it being so thick. And Evans has in the past had a little bit of issues with Rally Kenya. And coming on to the final, he did struggle, but I mean, he was so far ahead of everyone that it wasn't going to really make a difference. So he's set the benchmark for everyone.
Setting the benchmark for everyone, indeed. Now let's take a look at the
right.
Oh, sorry. I thought you'd finished. Never mind.
No,
anyway.
Sorry. Then can the other drivers keep up with him, or it will just be a route throughout the championship, and he'll run away with it essentially. If he can keep up the pace like this, I mean, the title's his.
I have actually no idea how early a World Rally Championship has been wrapped up. As if someone's like really dominant, they usually wrap it about between 2 or 4, maybe 5, 6 rounds before the end of the season. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Anyway, here are the Drivers' Championship standings. Evans leading on 88 points, and I'm going to have to correct you on the second place driver. It's actually Neuville who's on 52 with Tanak on 49. We just lost Ash for a moment, but I'm sure I'll be able to carry on. Anyway, so Evans leading the championship. We have Neuville in second place, and we've got Ash back in there. So Tanak third, Ogier fourth, and Formo in fifth. As you said, Ash, Elvin Evans killing it at the moment, but there is still a long way to go. However, Neuville and Tanak, as you mentioned earlier, are slowly starting to catch up.
Yeah, no, look, definitely. They did a turnaround in Kenya after a disastrous start in Monte Carlo in Sweden. I mean, it's good. We need that pressure on Evans and keep it tight at the tops because I mean, we don't want Evans to have a complete row as much as I want to, but it would be nice to have some competition with the top 5. One thing I do want to mention is that I thought Ravampera would come into this rally as his own because this has been his favorite.
Oh my gosh, Kalle Rovanperä, we forgot about him.
Yes, I thought he would have did well at Rally Kenya because he is known for handling the conditions quite well, but he retired without scoring any points on the final day. So it's very unfortunate the way the season is going for Ravampera. Look, hopefully he can have a turnaround come mid-season, but it's not looking good.
Well, he Well, he better hope as well. And so with OJ fourth and Formo rounding up the top five, we now take a look at the Manufacturers Championship. Toyota currently ahead, but Hyundai are starting to catch up, and I also see I'm also beginning to see improvements in Sport Ford and Sami Payari's Toyota WRT2. So if Hyundai keep racking up the points, it's still all to play for.
Yeah, no, look, most definitely. With the manufacturers being so close, Toyota can't afford to slip up. Even in the driver standings, with Tanak and Noel turning around the title chances in Kenya, it's very close. So one can't say for definite that it'll be an Toyota Evans show. But I'm just glad, look here, that after the disaster start that Nouvelle had, picking up the penalties here in Rally Kenya, it's a bit unfortunate. But I mean, look, it is what it is, because they didn't lose too much with Rally Kenya because of the tricky conditions. I mean, this is one of the most difficult rally courses on the calendar. So for them to come through pretty clean, as I would say, it's a solid job throughout the weekend.
Yes, indeed. And we now turn our attention to the next round of the championship, the Rally Islas Canarias in Spain. So whilst we did have a tarmac event in Monte Carlo, it was a mixed surface event with snow. Then we had the snow of Sweden, and then the rough gravel of Kenya. We now the Rally Islas Canarias, the first proper tarmac round of the season, and this will be a new event, for a majority of the drivers. It featured in the European Rally Championship last season, but for the WRC, it is a welcome return to Spain for the first time since 2022.
Yeah, no, look, I'm looking forward to the Rally Spain, and it being a tarmac course, it's going to be fast. With also adding to that, with the new tire compounds, let's see how the drivers handle this, because it is straight up tarmac, and this is a new layout. So let's see. It's a new learning curve for a lot of the drivers, and especially the rookies. Let's see if Pijari can keep up with the main guys. But I'm looking forward to Rally Spain. It can only get better from here.
Yes, and it will also be a chance for a Hyundai to reel in Toyota. Nouvelle and Tanak, they're very good on tarmac.
Yes, most definitely. Look, they are, I would say, tarmac specialists. But we had a mix in Monte Carlo. Okay, I give them a bit of grace because it was icy conditions. But they had a little bit of issues going into Monte Carlo, where Evans had the pip on them. So let's see, look, if they can close the gap to Toyota and Evans. I mean, I've still got my money on Evans. But I have to. It's difficult. I can't say for sure, because Tanak in Kenya was on the ball. I mean, he was setting the pace on, I think it was stage 2, stage 3, and stage 4. This given our tarmac, let's see what he can do. And like you said, Tanak and Nouvelle love tarmac courses.
Yes, and rallying is very popular in Spain. So expect a huge army of fans to greet the cruise.
Yeah, no, look, let's go for parties, absolute rally chaos, flares, you name it. I'm looking forward to. I mean, look, we had a break on the F1 season. So I'm looking forward to Rally Spain and seeing what it throws up. Let's hope there's no well, not let's say let's not hope, but let's hope there's no rain and tricky condition, and it's just straight up speed and precision. But I mean, look, that's the art of rally. It can throw a curveball you at the last moment. And given now with these new tires, how will these drivers cope with the new tires? Because as far as I've seen, it's really only been Toyota that's come to grips with these new tires, and they found the balance. Take for example, Sweden. Okay, that being a snow course, they found the balance fairly quickly with these new tires.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So this will be a rally new for everyone. That just about wraps up our review of Kenya. My thanks to Ash for giving me his wonderful insights and opinions. We look forward to bringing you our review of the Rally Las Canarias in Spain. So join us at the back end of April for that. But from Ash and myself, until next time, it's goodbye.
Bye bye.